Hello, this is Sunman, and in today's video I'll be talking about the two most recent comic book movies. The first one being Superman and the second one being Fantastic Four: First Steps. I saw both movies in the cinema about a week or 2 weeks ago. Is it good, bad, overrated, or even underrated? I will be giving my opinion. To be clear, this is not a high analysis video, I'm just here to give my opinion. But it will require spoilers, so be warned. The first movie I saw was Superman. Before seeing that movie, I was kind of afraid. Why was I worried? First of all, his public representation. Even if the character is known as the greatest superhero in their fictional universe, and even in the comic book scene, at least from what I hear, public perception doesn't match that status. Reason? Well, the poor quality or non-existent movies and TV shows have destroyed mainstream awareness and enthusiasm, which includes me, and if the movie fails again, it will just increase his poor perception. My second fear was a tone mismatch. James Gunn's creative style may not align Superman. Not saying he's bad, he did make the Guardians of the Galaxy after all, but every artist has their own style, and I wasn't sure his style would work on Superman. And lastly, if this movie fails, whether or not it's good is another question, but if it fails, we may face yet another reboot. Look, I like different representation of a character, but even I would be tired of another reboot without having created quality content first. All of these fears, they were unnecessary. James Gunn delivered. Here's the small synopsis. This is not an origin movie. Superman's already an established global hero. He intervenes in an international war, stopping Boravia from invading Jahanpur. Well, it turns out Lex is the one creating and stoking the conflict so that he can annihilate Superman through that. What did he do concretely? He created a supervillain from Boravia, and for Boravia, breaks into the Fortress of Solitude while unleashing a monster as a diversion for Superman and the Justice Gang to stop, kidnaps Krypto the dog, and exposes Superman's origins that even Superman didn't fully know, triggering an identity crisis. Politicians, spooked by Lex's revelations, label Superman a diplomatic breach, and Lex detains him in a pocket universe and tortures him. Lois and Mr. Terrific manage to break him out, and in the end, with the Justice Gang and the Daily Planet, Superman averts global catastrophe, stops a massacre in Jahanpur, and brings Lex down. The story isn't complex, but it's bold and timely. About power, intervention, and responsibility, it is also clearly representing a current conflict. It's a hopeful movie that leaves you lighter. The characters in there were great. Superman, a genuine symbol of hope, tested and tempered. Lois Lane, while being the love interest of Superman, is not an accessory. She challenges him and acts decisively. Gurkhorse, a credible face of dictatorship and cruelty. Lex, petty jealousy scaled to apocalyptic stakes. Mr. Terrific, he was a personal standout. He's sharp, principled, and unexpectedly magnetic. I do have a small nitpick, and it's that the characters could use more independent beats, like maybe seeing more of the Justice Gang. But it's a nitpick. Overall, I would give this movie a 7 to 8 out of 10. If the supporting cast had more distinct arcs, this would be near perfect. Next, the Fantastic Four. Just like Superman, I was worried for that movie, but not for the same reason. First of all, I was afraid that the movie would be another MCU slop movie, being just bad and being a cash grab. But I had another fear, and that fear was that this movie serves nothing more than just being a setup for Avengers having no quality. Just like Superman, my fears were in vain. Small synopsis, just like Superman, this is not an origin. They've been protecting the world for years. Public admiration is high. Global peace is within reach. Reed and Sue are expecting a baby. The team is ecstatic. Everything seems perfect, but out of nowhere, the Silver Surfer arrives, heralding Galactus, the World Eater. Afraid of her threats, they go to her in space and confront Galactus. It turns out Galactus wants the child, claiming the baby is the key to ending his hunger. The four reject his bargain, return to Earth, and prepare to save both the world and the child. The plot is more generic than Superman's, but the characters were for me more enjoyable. Reed Richards, he's a brilliant, awkward, increasingly secluded in his lab. He's the world's smartest man, but he is ruled by worst case scenarios. His preparedness, which edges towards inhumanity, his protection at any cost, strains his bond with Sue. Sue Storm, she's the team's moral center and diplomat. She's basically the mom of the group and refuses to let the world take her child. Principles over pressure. It also makes sense because she was orphaned alongside Johnny, which shows why she clings to family as a compass. Johnny Storm. He's a free-spirited, showy, but also smart guy. Smarter than I thought. He deciphers an alien language, leads with empathy by trying to reach the Silver Surfer personally, while others chase tech fixes. For him, family also matters, even if he masks it. Ben the Thingrim. He's the gentlest soul trapped in a rock body. He's seen as muscle first, a person second by the vast majority. But he finds someone who sees his humanity, and we see a glimpse of his rough upbringing and the resilience it forged. There are more characters to talk about, like Silver Surfer, Galactus, or even Mole Man, but these four were the most important one. Overall, I would give this movie a 9 out of 10, honestly. The character dynamics land with weight and warmth. Those were my main points. Those were the most important points to me. But those movies have more. For example, The World. Fantastic Four is a sleek 60s aesthetic fused with jaw-dropping tech. It feels like an utopian world with 60s aesthetic. I don't know if it has a word for it. And Superman is a living world shaped by superpowered actors, not tied to a strict era, but an evolving world with diverse people. The movies also visually were eye candy, and also audio wise, the music, it's just pure, music. It's great to listen. Both movies are worth your watch and worth your time. Superman restores the hope in the Cape. Fantastic Four reminds you a family can save the world without losing itself. I walked out feeling lighter and honestly a little better than when I walked in. This was a video giving my opinion about both movies. Please keep in mind the points that I mentioned were points that I thought were important for my opinion, for you to understand where I come from when I give my ratings and why I like a movie more or why I genuinely like a movie. Please understand that, and if you have something to say about it, please leave it at the comment section, whether it's good, bad, if I have missed something or have something to say that's genuinely interesting. Let me know. With that being said, it was Sunman and bye.